Singapore. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un has arrived in Singapore for what is shaping up to be a historic summit with President Trump, the first meeting between the leaders of two countries that have been sworn enemies for almost 7 decades. However, it remains far from clear what kind of agreement on North Korea's nuclear program the two leaders will be able to forge during their summit on Tuesday. Kim landed at Singapore's Changi Airport shortly before 3 p.m. local time Sunday and traveled in his armored Mercedes-Benz limousine through one of the island state's swankiest shopping districts to the 5-star St. Regis Hotel. This trip is the farthest the third-generation North Korean leader has traveled since he took power at the end of 2011. And it has the highest stakes. Subscribe to the Postmost newsletter. Today's most popular stories on the Washington Post. Kim has embarked on a flurry of diplomacy this year, holding 2 meetings with South Korean President Moon Jae-in and 2 with China's Xi Jinping, leading to this first ever summit between a North Korean leader and a sitting American president. After overseeing rapid advances in North Korea's nuclear and missile technology last year, Kim now appears to be turning his attention to his country's economy and particularly to getting rid of the international sanctions that are hampering its growth. The nuclear program has enabled Kim to project confidence, analysts say, and he is now trying to metamorphose from a nuclear-armed tyrant into a responsible international statesman. The streets were lined with tourists and journalists trying to catch a glimpse of the enigmatic North Korean leader, who is set to meet with Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong later on Sunday. Trump, meanwhile, is expected to arrive in Singapore at about 8:30 p.m. local time and is due to meet with Lee on Monday. Kim's schedule on Monday is not known. Kim and Trump will sit down for talks at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning at the Capella Hotel on the resort island of Sentosa, usually better known for hosting Singapore's Universal Studios amusement park. Kim's 3,000-mile journey from North Korea was full of intrigue, with 2 planes departing from Pyongyang on Sunday morning. The first was a cargo plane believed to be carrying vehicles and supplies for the North Korean leader. The second was an Air China Boeing 747, usually used by the Chinese government to carry high-level officials, that took off at 8:30 a.m. about an hour after it arrived from Beijing. Then Kim's private jet, a Soviet-made Ilyushin 62, officially called Chang'e-1 after North Korea's national bird but sometimes jokingly referred to as Air Force One, departed at about 10 a.m. local time. Kim had taken this third plane when he traveled to the Chinese city of Dalian in May to meet President Xi Jinping, a trip that was viewed as a practice run for the Singapore journey. But Kim was in fact on the Air China plane, despite the fact that Singapore, which is 3,000 miles from Pyongyang, was technically within reach of his jet, which can fly 6,200 miles. His sister and close aide, Kim Yo-jong, arrived in Singapore on the North Korean jet about an hour after her brother. Commentators in South Korea speculated that this was part of an effort to create a decoy so that no one, not even the Chinese, knew which plane the North Korean leader was traveling on. Kim Jong Un was greeted at Singapore's Changi Airport by Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan, who had just returned from a 5-day trip to Washington and Pyongyang. The North Korean leader was accompanied by officials including Kim Yong-chol, a top aide who delivered a letter to Trump in the White House earlier this month, Ri Soo-young, who is in charge of international relations in the ruling Communist Workers' Party and was ambassador to Switzerland while Kim Jong-un was at school there, and Foreign Minister Ri Yong-ho. Television footage showed they traveled from the airport in a large convoy of vehicles with a heavy police guard. Kim Jong-un appeared to be in a black Mercedes-Benz stretch limousine like the one he used for the Inter-Korean summit in April. Although he was not visible through the black tinted windows, the car was flying a North Korean flag and the ensign of North Korea's State Affairs Commission, of which Kim is the chairman. The leader went straight to the St. Regis Hotel, a place that his older half-brother, Kim Jong-nam, was known to frequent. Kim Jong-nam, who lived in Macau, was killed in a chemical weapon attack in Kuala Lumpur Airport last year, an assassination widely believed to have been ordered by Kim Jong-un to eliminate a potential rival for power. The 3,600 square foot presidential suite at the St. Regis goes for about $8,000 a night. It has its own private gym and jacuzzi, a baby grand piano, custom-made check crystal chandeliers and artworks including a Marc Chagall painting. It is not clear who is picking up the tab for Kim Jong Un state. Singapore's Prime Minister has said his government is spending about $15 million in total on hosting the summit, but he did not say whether this included hosting the North Korean leader. The White House had been exploring whether the United States could or should cover the costs for Kim Jong Un to attend the summit. Security was tight outside the hotel, with all cars being inspected and curtains and large potted plants shielding the entrance. Only guests were being allowed into the hotel, and both Singaporean police and North Korean guards were keeping watch. Two reporters from KBS